friends, it's UrsulasRevenge. It's roadmap day, but not only that, it's a special roadmap because it's an event roadmap. The Equestrian Festival is back again on Jorvik, or at least it will be next week. So we have a roadmap dedicated to all the things to come in the next festival. Both the roadmap and the new tend to focus on what's new instead of what's like returning. So we're not fully sure exactly what will be in the Equestrian Festival, but I did pre-read it and there seems to be a lot of like new stuff and kind of like interesting changes. So let's go through week by week. I'll go do some training on Dahlia and let's talk about the Equestrian Festival. One thing I did want to point out before we get to the actual news post is the images that they shared for the Equestrian Festival. All of them have the same blue and yellow color scheme from last year. If you've been playing the game for a while and you've been a part of multiple Equestrian Festivals, you'll remember that they've changed the color scheme every year. And I believe this is the first year since it was open house that they are sticking to the same color scheme as the previous year. Now, is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily, because all of the other ones have like set color schemes. However, for me personally, this is the second worst color scheme that they've had for the Equestrian Festival. This is just fully my preference. I understand why it's blue and gold. I understand that it's supposed to be like Jorvik colors, even though I would argue that it would be more blue and green and not blue and gold. But I'm guessing the gold is because of like gold medals. But I digress. This is all for me to just say, I miss the pink and green color scheme. That was my favorite color scheme that they ever did for the Equestrian Festival. I really like the pink and green color scheme. I kind of hope that they would go back to it, but I guess we'll stick with the blue and yellow. To me, blue and yellow is just more summer than it is spring, so it's fine. It's just a little sadness for me is because I really liked looking forward to seeing what the new color scheme was going to be each year, and it looks like it's now just going to be blue and gold, so it is what it is, but I did just want to, I don't know, I just want to yell about it. Anyways, let's talk about what's actually coming to the festival. So starting on April 1st, the festival begins. It may be April 1st, but this is no joke. The Equestrian Festival is back. We welcome you to a stylish event with prestigious competitions, beautiful festival horses, both new and old, and a bouncy horse. There's also the strange mascot McHorse, who unfortunately seems a bit too committed to its job. Okay, maybe there's a bit more humor than normal amongst the prestige after all. Whether the festival visitors race around with friends, tackle the championship races in our new champion rank season, or just quietly dress up their horses in stylish gear, everyone is welcome. We will also retell the first two parts of Sabine's festival quest this week. So there's a lot of information there. So first up, we are getting both the old festival horses returning and the new festival horses on week 1. So if you've been eyeing any of the horses you've been seeing in the spoiler, I believe most of them, there's going to be a little asterisk there, we'll talk about more of that week 3, I think. Most of the new horses will be available, and all of the returning exclusive horses will also be available week 1. Historically, they've done like the old horses first and then the new horses later, or vice versa. I actually can't remember which way they did it, but they've never all been available up at the front. At least as far as I can remember. The other silly little goofy thing is the bouncy horse. So that is part of the April Fool's joke. This has also started appearing in spoiler content. I'm not going to show it here just in case you want to not be spoiled. But all you have to know is there's going to be some bouncy horses. I have seen the spoilers and I do have one very, very, very well, I actually have multiple specific thoughts, but I will get into that in next week's update. I will write down my thoughts. I will make sure I don't forget to share them. Because I have one specific thing that I want to say, but I don't want to like include it because it's technically a spoiler. So look forward to that next week. They also mentioned a new strange mascot called McHorse, who I am assuming is this festival's like chore board NPC. So like Summer Days had Ben and Bruce. Winter Festival had, I don't even remember their name, but they had like a new Caprin that was in charge of everything, and then that ended with us getting Nemo. So I have a feeling that McHorse will have our like progression quests for like this festival's chore board. I'm not sure if that means that there will be any changes to impressing the Baroness. Technically, there's not even any confirmation that there's going to be a chore board. I'm just assuming there's going to be one because that's how they've done the past couple events. When they've touched them, they've added a chore board. And honestly, I really like that system, and I do hope that that appears at every event or festival, just because it's easier to keep track of all of the activities to make sure you've maximized your token earning. But yeah, also that's the only thing I can think that a new NPC would be introduced for. Also seems like he has a job he's too committed to, so I mean, kind of thinking like, you know, a little Ben energy. And then they also mention like there's gonna be a little bit more humor, I think, because it starts on April Fool's, so McHorse may be a little silly goofy guy and not just all prestige all the time. So bringing a little fun to the stiffness of the Equestrian Festival. We have races returning, championships will still be getting us points, it seems like, and we also have a champion ranks, which will also, you know, support and kind of go along the whole, like, Equestrian Festival theme. I love when they do champion ranks during Equestrian Festival because you already get extra points for doing the championships during the Equestrian Festival, so it makes sense to also incentivize that by actually having a champion ranks. The ribbons for this festival have already been kind of, like, in the game. If you go to any championship board and you click the champion ranks button, you'll see the previews in the menu there. And again, they have the same blue and gold color scheme that we've already seen since the past Equestrian Festival. And something that I do want to note, I keep forgetting to talk about it in an update video, but I like these champion ribbons. They're a little bit more wearable than some of the other ones that we've had, but what I really like is that the further up you go on the champion ranks, the more elaborate the ribbon gets. So like the more prestige it has, the higher the level essentially of the competition. So like I like that it kind of scales. Like yes, they're all the same color, but they get fancier as you go, which is really fun. And we also have Sabine's quest returning. Week 1 will be able to access the first 2 parts of the quest, but there's more to say about it in week 2, which is titled Scoops and Legacies on April 8th. The Jorvik Gazette journalist Emaine is back and looking to get the scoop on the Equestrian Festival. We also reintroduced an old legendary competition that used to be hosted at Jorvik Stables many years ago. Welcome to the Shining Stars Legacy Race. On top of the new content, more activities from previous years return, including the 3rd and 4th parts of Sabine's festival quests. This will be the last year that these quests make an appearance at the festival. It's also time we introduce another batch of horses to the new tax system, ensuring they can join in on all the festival fun outfits. This time, it's the American Paint Horse, Self-Francais, and the Hanoverian. So again, another big week for this festival, a lot of information here. There will be a new festival-related quest with Emaine. There is a new competition that they say apparently is something that they used to do. Now, I tried to look up information about this. I tried searching Shining Stars Race. I tried searching Starshine Legacy. I tried searching, like, Old Star Stable. I could not find any reference to something called the Shining Stars Race. I'm assuming the Legacy is in there because they're bringing it back, but I cannot find any record of what they're talking about, and I'm guessing that it's something from like way before my time. So if you know, please let me know. I'm going to try and do some research between filming and editing this to see if I can find anything else. But yeah, I have no idea if this is something related to like one of the Season Riders games. I don't think it's Starshine Legacy because I probably would have recognized it, but I have no idea. So if you know what they're talking about, please let me know. If it truly is something that was old that they're bringing back, I think that's awesome. I think that that was something that they were trying to do with last year's Equestrian Festival. They tried to bring back like the Easter egg hunt by doing the treasure chest, and it just didn't really land. So I think it would be kind of fun if they went into the archives and like unretired some old races, or even if they like, I don't know, if they want to bring them into festivals or events, or if they want to do like, I guess it's kind of like Horses of Jorvik, if every once in a while they want to unretire a race, like that would be kind of fun. But either way, in the way that it relates to this update, I'm assuming it's actually based off of a real old race and it's not like a lore old race that never actually existed. They did outright say that there are also going to be returning activities, so it's not just the stuff that we see in the next step in Jorvik. There will be stuff returning that we have already known and loved that will make a reappearance. We're just not exactly sure what exactly because it's not outright written, because, you know, they try to keep these things brief. Much briefer than I actually keep them because I keep talking and repeating the same things over and over, but you get what I mean. And then the 3rd and 4th parts of Sabine's quest will also be available, and they added that this will be the last year that these quests make an appearance at the festival. I'm not sure what that means for the quest rewards. If you've done the quests before, you get multiple rewards. You can just sell the access ones because it's just her outfit. To be fair, I absolutely love that quest reward. The shirt is like my favorite, one of my favorite accessories in the game, one of my favorite shirts in the game. I'm assuming that they'll probably eventually be added to Global Shop if they become not available via the quest, but I guess we'll find out. I know that the community was saying that her quest is kind of overdone. They also don't think that it fully ties into her character. It kind of gives you a different side of her character, but people are kind of like, well, why are you trying to make her likable? And I get that, I do. And we have had this quest for a couple of years now. So I think if they want to go in a different direction with the Equestrian Festival, it makes sense to say, hey, this is going to be your last chance. We're going to do something new next year. So if you are interested or you haven't done her quest yet, definitely do it. If you missed out on the rewards, you accidentally sold the rewards, at least do it this year just to make sure you have the rewards, and then, you know, go from there. Because we don't really know what's going to happen to the rewards after the quest officially goes away. That's not even it, because there's still more for that update. New tax system. There will be more horses ported to the new tax system. I'm assuming that means that the horses that are being ported are going to go on Bazaar as well, which means we could potentially see a sale for the American Paint horse, the Self-Francais, and the Hanoverian, which is very exciting because the Hanoverians have not gone on sale yet. And on a personal note, there are a couple Self-Francais that I see in the wild that I want. I just can't justify paying full price since I already own a couple Self-Francais. But I love that breed, so I'm excited to kind of like pick some more up. There's some Hanoverian coats I'd like to get also on sale, so that's very exciting. I think that that'll be a good sale if they go on sale, because again, I'm just assuming they're going to go on sale because that's what they've done in the past, but you never know. The next update on April 15th is titled Quiz and Classes. This week is a great one for learning and training, both mind and body. We welcome Sandy, our quizmaster, and her horse Quiz. For those looking to get moving, the festival now offers a daily riding class of various difficulties. Even mascots need to move, and Janica would like some help getting McHorse to stretch those legs. Welcome to join this totally calm and proper race for a relaxing experience. Maybe this is a great race to get to know the new Swedish Warmblood coat variation that has permanently joined Jorvik. So again, even more activities coming week 3. It seems like this might be the return of like the anniversary quiz, but this time it's for Equestrian Festival, which is really cool. I'm also really curious about this daily riding class for various difficulties. I'm really curious what that means. I don't know if this is a new gameplay style. I don't know if this is like a new like system, or if it's just like a random different like activity each day. I have no idea, but I'm really excited to find out. There also seems to be some continuation of either a quest or just a new race with McHorse. That seems like it's going to be a lot more chaotic than they are letting on, which should be pretty fun. And this is what I was talking about, those coat variations. It looks like the coat variation we've seen spoilers for the Swedish Warmblood may be a permanent coat variation and not festival exclusive. I'm not going to show the spoilers here, but I will say, of the 4 variations that we've seen, if the first 3 are exclusive, but the one for the Swedish Warmblood is permanent, that's a little disappointing for me because the Swedish Warmblood is the most unique of all of them. I say unique, I know a lot of people have said that it's very similar to a different horse that's already released. To that, I'm just gonna say there's only so many ways you can show like a chestnut pinto or Sabino. I don't know what the actual coat colors are called, but you know, a splashed chestnut horse. The markings themselves are not copy-pasted. I just want to at least make that clear. I feel like that was the most fun of the 3. There is another horse coat variation that I think is unique enough, but the other 2 are just kind of like, one's a recolor of their already existing coat for that breed, but you know, older generation model. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And the other one is another kind of like basic coat that people were requesting for a while, but it does not feel Equestrian Festival exclusive. I'll most likely talk more about this when these updates actually happen. But you know, we're just chatting. We're vibing, we're talking, we're, you know, just yapping. I really like when the Equestrian Festival coats are like unique, maybe not even like actually like breed standard, because I feel like they should be fun, they should be funky if they're exclusive, because being exclusive is inherently fancy. I'm pretty sure I said this last year with the coats that they released for the Hanoverian and the Dutch Warmblood. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as wowed as I want to be, except for that Swedish Warmblood that I love, and it's not even going to be exclusive. Anyways, I'm going to get that one regardless. I don't know if that's clear, but I'm getting that horse because I think it's gorgeous. And it's fine that it's not exclusive. I just think the exclusive horses that come back once a year are really fun. The ones that they did for Western Festival were exclusive and were really fun, and like were like unique. They were fancy. I like them. I kind of want them to bring that back for Equestrian Festival. I know the emphasis is being put on adding newer horse models, which I think is fine, but that doesn't mean that they can't be fancy. I understand that they're also just trying to fill the gaps that they maybe missed in the first batch, but like, fancy exclusive horses are fun. Anyways, I think I've gone off on that point long enough. And for the final week of the Equestrian Festival on April 22nd, we have an update titled The Final Festival Fun. The Equestrian Festival is wrapping up for now, and the last week brings mischief. Someone is taking and eating all of Ferdinand's tasty fruits. Can someone help him find the culprit? While it's the last year of Sabine's quest in the Equestrian Festival, she knows she has a dedicated fan base out there. Maybe a cosplay could be in order with horse and all. See, that's got me really intrigued. As far as the cosplay goes, we already have her outfit. We have the shirt, we have the helmet, we have... I mean, it's not her full biker helmet, but either way, it's a matching helmet. The gloves, the boots, and the pants. We have like a full 5-piece outfit. But I don't know if by this they mean like Khan's tack or if they mean Khan himself. Because I swear that it's this red saddle pad that we have. I need to take a better look at what his tack actually is. Because I think that we have this in game. Yeah, we have all of this in game. So like, are we getting a red-eyed Jorvik Frisian? I don't know. I don't know what that means. That's the only thing I can think of if they're talking horse and all, because the tack already exists. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what they meant by that, but I guess we'll find out on April 22nd. The other part of that update is it looks like the last week we'll have a quest with Ferdinand where we are solving some sort of mischievous mystery of theft. Theft of sweet, tasty fruits, I guess. So we'll have continuing quests all through the end of the festival. It won't just be a last week catch up and get everything done sort of week. There will be a little bit more to get us online, so that'll be exciting. Overall, it looks like there's a lot being added to the Equestrian Festival this year, in addition to all the stuff that's also returning, which again, we don't have a full confirmation of what is returning. We just know that some things are. We know that races are returning. I don't know if the treasure hunt's returning. Honestly, I'm okay if the treasure hunt doesn't return. Nothing mentioned about the impressing the Baroness, but I also don't know if that means that this new chore board with McHorse is now a replacement to impressing the Baroness. I feel like impressing the Baroness walked so the chore board system in the other events could run, because it really is a more improved system of the chore boards versus impressing the Baroness, which again is still a great system, but I think that the chore boards really outshine. So I'm really curious to know if impressing the Baroness will return or if it's just going to be possibly a new chore board system. Possibly, because we don't actually know. But yeah, so I guess we will find out more next week. Let me know which part of these updates you are most excited for. I'm personally really excited for that Swedish Warmblood coat variation. I am excited for retrofit of the Self-Francais and Hanoverian. Now, I know the Hanoverian is technically pretty new. This is, again, just to make sure that they're able to wear all the saddle types, including, like, the Vaquero saddle style. And yeah, I mean, Equestrian Festival has historically been my favorite festival, so I'm really excited to see it come back. Especially since last year was a little bit of a letdown, so I'm excited to see some changes coming to this festival. Well, anyways, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update and more, and I will see you all next week for the start of the Equestrian Festival. Bye!